we have fake times here. We have 1:10 p.m. for every single message. That seems like something we should probably deal with. So where do we make new messages? In chat.js? Is that where we do that? Add message right here. So we never actually update existing messages. So we can just add a new field to every new message that we add. Created at date.now. Seems legit. Just save an extra field, created at. We could change the format of IDs eventually. So while we haven't been storing created at on older messages, we could at least from now on, going forward, we could have valid timestamps on all of them. Okay, so that'll save them.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Put a time, put a date on there too?
What's that?
Would you also add a date as well? Would you gonna timestamp it?
Yeah, you could. Yeah. So we're saving both. Date.now will get us both a date and a time. So we'll save it that way. We can decide how we want to display it. Sure. All right, so that'll save it. We have a lot of silly messages here. I could just start over on my messages if I wanted to. Yeah, I'm not that concerned with whether I lose that. So I'm not deleting my rooms list. I'm just deleting my messages. This messages endpoint here is actually from before we even had rooms. I'll get rid of random. I'll get rid of S2 morning. And our room list is maybe a little long. We don't want to get rid of our parkour room, though. That's the main thing we talk about in here. All right. So now, let's start talking. Scrum Masters, product owners, sprint reviews, agile. Okay, so those are all probably within a minute of each other anyway, but let's see if we can actually get it to display the proper minute. So what's this data look like anyway? Let's look at a message. Here's a message. Created at looks like 1529415459720. Cool. Let's just print that on the page. That's useful. Or we could use a library like MomentJS. MomentJS.com. There it is. MomentJS, parse, validate, manipulate, and display dates and times in JavaScript. Sounds like what we want to do. We could do yarn add moment, so let's do that. Yarn add moment. So this is the most popular library for doing this sort of thing. Dealing with dates and times in JavaScript is kind of horrible, but MomentJS makes it very easy. And it's also super thoroughly documented. So it looks like you call moment, open close parens on something, and then you can call format, or you can call any number of things on that to get what you want. So let's give it a shot. So where we display these things is in metadata, right? The metadata component. Here's the time right there. So inside here, I bet we can just import moment from moment. And let's see what happens here. Okay, here's where the time goes. Moment, pass in message dot created at dot format. And let's see. If we just want to put hour, minute, AM, PM, looks like that's the string H:MM, H:MM, and A will give us AM, PM. So do you get what it's saying here? If you just want the month spelled all the way out, say capital MMMM, and then whatever else you put there will be just part of the string. Any spaces or colons or whatever you put in. So let's see if this does what we're looking for. Okay, these were all at 9:37. Daily stand-up meetings. I know they call them scrums, right? Whatever. I call them stand-up. 9:40 a.m. All right. We did it. If you want the full date, as Leon said, we have another number of formats we could do with that. Let's see the full docs for format. Display, here we go. What do we have here? So month, we could display that in any number of ways. Short name like this, we could use just the number. What do you think? MMM here. And day of the month is D. So how about we say D MMM at '19th of June at 9:37 a.m. Piece of cake. Ooh, time from now. That's pretty fancy. How about we do that? Get rid of the format altogether. Say, from now. Five minutes ago. 2 minutes ago. Pretty fancy. So you could even do a little math and say basically, okay, if it's in the last hour or something, then we'll use this. Otherwise, we'll use the longer date. All kinds of stuff you could do. So if you're going to do something like 5 minutes ago, it might be a good idea to at least show them the actual date and time if they hover over it. If you wanted to do something like that, maybe you could put a span around this and give that span a title. Title will usually result in something tooltip-ish. So we'll put moment dot or moment parens message dot created at dot format, and then what I had in there before. So it says 6 minutes ago, but if I hover over it, I get 19th June at 9:37 a.m. So figure out what you want to do. That seems decent for right at the moment. Display actual time of messages. Actual time messages were sent.
So because we use ID with the dates, we didn't necessarily have to do a created at.
Yeah.
Access the ID.
You could. You could just put ID in there. Date stamp is not a great ID. It was just kind of a temporary thing. For lack of a better uniquely identifying thing, but it's not a very good permanent thing. So if we're going to have a field that's supposed to be a timestamp, we'll use something else, because someday I would probably go in here and make this different somehow. Like, at the very least, I would do something like this.props.user.uid dash date.now or something like that. Makes it a little more likely to be unique. Yeah.
So I think my Visual Studio like got updated.
Mm-hmm.
Like all that is showing up in the commit thing. So like I can't commit because there's like 5,000 changes. And it says that
So that seems like you don't have a get ignore file that tells it not to do node modules.
Yeah, I was just restarting the
Yeah,
Visual Studio
yeah, try that too.
and then opening it.
That's what it does sometimes when it doesn't know to ignore your node modules folder, but I don't know how that would have gone away. So yeah, just try restarting it and see if it gets better. If it doesn't, let me know and we'll have a look. Okay, so those are better IDs anyway. But the point is, since ID isn't meant to be a reference for dates, I'm not going to use it like that. Cool. Include UID in ID values, in message ID values.